Chocolate is an amazing thing. I mean, how people actually worked out that you could take this cocoa pod, take the beans out of it, and through a number of processes make it into this unusual but beautiful substance is absolutely remarkable.
Chocolate. It's most people's guilty pleasure, but when it comes to business, the industry is more guilt-free.
Global sales of chocolate represent around 100 billion of US dollars. Then the cocoa market, which is the main, cocoa is the main ingredient for chocolate, represents around 10 billion of US dollars, the value of the cocoa produced in the world.
Entrepreneur Peter Harris has taken advantage of this billion-dollar industry and turned his passion for chocolate into a flourishing business, having co-founded one of the leading boutique chocolatiers, Hotel Chocolat. But what does it take to succeed in the world of confectionery?
People often say, that was a fantastic idea, how did you come up with it? But I actually think there's thousands of good ideas, and the most important thing is how you apply those ideas, and you've got to have an almost evangelical passion for your idea or your business to make it successful. In the very beginning, Angus and I lent money to the business, and then the bank matched that with overdraft. And that gave us the ability to then develop the business to an early stage. But the biggest thing is to actually sell your product successfully. We did that, so we were able to then invest the profits of the business back in the business to then develop the new ideas.
So it really has grown organically, you could say?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we're one of the rare businesses that's grown to the size we are now. We employ 1,000 people, and we've got 70 shops in the UK. We have our own factory, we have our own cocoa plantation. So all these are things that we've been able to develop in our business and afford, if you like, by reinvesting those profits.
According to a Bain & Co survey, Hotel Chocolat was placed 4th in the top 10 most advocated brands. It was also the only British name to make the list. The company has a loyal customer base and has found original ways to capitalise on this. The Chocolate Tasting Club offers members a different selection box each month and encourages their feedback, making the experience interactive and, in effect, a free and self-funded way to do market research.
Innovation in itself is really important, and through the life of Hotel Chocolat, we've actually incubated many of our own businesses. So these are ideas that we've come up with, normally because of prompting from our customers and from listening to our customers. And by then giving them a little bit of space within our business, so in other words, a little bit of resource, we can then allow those to develop without the sort of spotlight of having to make profits in the early days.
Innovation has played a large role in Hotel Chocolat's success, even down to funding its expansion. In 2010, they launched chocolate bonds, where loyal customers could invest in the company's future and take their monthly yield in, you guessed it, chocolate, raising an impressive £4 million.
We just thought it would be really nice if we could involve our customers in what we're doing. So we said to them, would you be interested in lending us £2,000 or £4,000? And in return, we won't pay you any money or interest, but we will pay you a return in chocolate. And so you would get 6 boxes for a £2,000 bond and 13 boxes for a £4,000 bond. And this was something which people were a little bit cynical about initially, but we were very successful. And this is really about the relationship we have with our customers.
But now the chocolate industry might be headed for darker days, with global cocoa supplies headed for the longest production shortfall in more than 5 decades.
Well, demand is increasing. The long-term average is about 3% per year. On the other side, supply is not following. One of the reasons is that farmers are turning into other crops, which they feel are more profitable for them. Many cocoa farmers are still in poverty. So this is the main reason why cocoa producers are not choosing cocoa as a new investment. Farmers are aging, plantations are also aging. Many cocoa plantations were planted 20, 30 years ago, so their yields are declining over time. So there was not enough new investment in the recent years to supplement what is existing.
According to a Bloomberg News survey, cocoa prices may rally 15% to $3,200 a tonne by the end of 2014, which raises the question, should investors be indulging their sweet tooth and backing cocoa?
Cocoa prices are expected to continue to rise over the coming few years. due to the supply deficit that the cocoa market is experiencing. So we've seen a supply deficit over the past few years. We've seen price increases in the past few years, and we expect this to continue. Then this will have also an impact on the chocolate price. Cocoa is the main raw material for chocolate. The price of cocoa in chocolate products represents about 10%, so this will have an impact on chocolate prices to some extent as well in the coming few years.
While cocoa prices are forecast to rise, sales in China more than doubled in the past decade, outpacing gains in Western Europe, the biggest consumer. And tighter supplies will translate into higher costs for food makers. But Hotel Chocolat's Peter Harris is not concerned.
It's important to actually put price rises of commodities into perspective. Invariably, price rises are reported, but price falls aren't. And if you actually look at cocoa, yes, it's rising a little bit at the moment, but it actually went through a period of it going down quite a lot, but that was never reported. So the answer is, we obviously manage that. We buy forward cocoa, so we know how much we're having to pay, so we can obviously guarantee the prices to our customers. But I believe that there's a lot of speculation goes on in the cocoa market, as in other markets, which actually is designed to try and destabilise the pricing so that people can make money, but it's not really relevant to the actual source of the product and the availability of it, because that's very good.
So with new restaurants in the pipeline, their turnover at an all-time high and customer satisfaction their driving force, the British startup looks like it has found a lasting recipe for success.